Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Hog Pen at Warnberg Stadium tonight. It's the Pittsburgh Riverhogs looking to get back on track against the defending champs and undefeated 2-0 Vancouver. Alongside Eddie Gage and Rochelle Colston on stats, Charles Doherty in the booth with me. I am Cameron Irvine. Another Monday night spectacular is upon us, Charles, and this one has plenty of firepower in store for us.
Oh, definitely. Both of these teams, especially Vancouver, coming in, everyone knows how good they are. They're undefeated. They've shown it on the field. I tell you, the Riverhogs are probably the best 1-2 team in the league. They are very sneaky at that 1-2 record. They've got a loaded team, roster on both sides of the ball. And Coach Craven, has put together some solid game plans, but just the ball didn't bounce the right way. I'm sure he's hoping that he gets some of the right bounces tonight. But he's going up against a juggernaut in Vancouver. So I'm hoping we have a close one. I'm pretty sure we will here on Monday night. So let's see what happens on the field.
It's the Riverhogs in black, the Legion in white, and a beautiful night in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And we are about to get underway. The kicker for Pittsburgh, Otis Boudreau's got the ball on the tee. Kick it, we are underway from Pitt. At the goal line, Vancouver on the return past the 20. That's Brett Killian on the return duties tonight up to the 22-yard line. Christian Brown is the quarterback for the Legion in his first 2 outings. He has 4 touchdowns, 6 picks, completing only 53.4% of his passes. It's been a little rough so far. Under center, Brown trying to get on track after facing 2 very difficult defenses to start the season, including Arizona week 1. In motion and then a handoff right up the gut, picking up 4 yards. That handoff goes to J.W. Doyle, the fullback, at 2nd down and 6.
Vancouver, we're going to see a lot of good power runs by Vancouver. They'll lull you to sleep and then just toss it in the middle for 15 to 20 yards.
Toss to Devin Lloyd, picking up just a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 5. This Vancouver Legion offense is led by Brown, Lloyd, Doyle, and Jalen Wells in the backfield. Nick Lockett, D'Angelo Lopez, Brett Killian, Ezekiel Bear at wide receiver. The tight end is John-Michael Suddeth. We'll get to the line in a moment. 3rd down and 5. They're going to go in motion, so we'll talk about Gregory Winnell, Frank Burke, Zach Turner, Alden Bleeker, and Mango Moody to watch for on the line. 3rd down and 5. Brown dropping a throw. Faced a blitzer, and Brown got rid of it, but incomplete. Looking for BK12. Pittsburgh bringing the pressure and forcing the 3 and out.
It didn't get the sack, but was just enough to to throw the rhythm off of the quarterback when you got a defender hanging on to you. Good stand there by Pittsburgh here at home. That's pretty big. Get some momentum on their side. Now they got the ball on offense, and let's see what they can do.
Jesse Fritz with the $10 super chat we'll get to momentarily, but that punt is given to Doug Britton, one of the most lethal punt returners in SFL history with 5 punt return touchdowns. Not on that one, but Charles, he does get the ball to the 40. Both of these teams have had excellent field position to start the season. That's why they're 2 top 10 offenses in the league.
When you got Killian and you got Britton returning the ball, you can't expect anything less than 35-yard line or 40.
Ace Fennick is the quarterback. Whoa, nifty move from Fennick. He's going to pick up 4. That was one of the most impressive 5-yard runs I have ever seen out of a quarterback.
Unbelievable. That's he's the cagey veteran back there, and just he surprises you every time you see him on the field. He does something you don't expect, and on that one was that little shifty run.
2nd down and 5 as Fennick will hand it off to Mike Churchill, who's got a lot of room up front. That'll set up a 3rd down and 1. The $10 super chat from Jesse Fritz. Hit that like button. You like the SFL on VFN? That's why you're going to press it. And your 373 likes this week helped bring the bingo pot tonight to $373,000. If one person wins, they win it all. Otherwise, it's split amongst the victors on 3rd down and 1. That's a 4-yard loss, and DJ Woods gets the TFL in the backfield, and Pittsburgh goes 3 and out.
Vancouver has 3 outside linebackers, and they move them all over the field, every position you can think of. And you have to be pulling your hair out if you're an offensive coordinator trying to go up against this defense of Vancouver.
There are 8 cards left here on Bingo tonight. Get them while you can. 7:25
I
to
thought
go
I
in the
missed the
first
boat. I can
quarter.
go get a card.
Say again, Charles?
I'm sorry, I didn't get a card. I forgot. Didn't have time to get a card today.
Well, hurry! There's 8 left. I'll cover for you.
I'll be back.
You'll be. All right. While Charles is going to grab his bingo card.
No, I'll be fine.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line for the Legion, who were off last week. That's a scary thing to think about, facing this coaching staff with 2 weeks to prepare. One in the backfield for Christian Brown. He's going to drop the throw on first. Throws an interception, threw it right to him. Pittsburgh's in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Cain Vasquez with the takeaway in his 17th season in the SFL.
That was huge. Talking to Coach Craven before the game, he said he's using a completely new playbook tonight to kind of catch Vancouver by surprise, and it looks like worked on that series. Threw it to there were a couple defenders there in that zip code, and they're walking away with the ball with a lot of momentum and hoping to score.
It's Vasquez's first pick of the season, but his 65th in his career. He is 20th all-time in that category. Ace Fennick's pass off a deflection is nearly taken away. That was intended for Ziggy Vronek on a 2nd down and 10. Let's meet the Pittsburgh offense led by Fennick, Churchill, and BB Belitz in the backfield, along with fullback Keith Wheeler, Toby Bonnets, Deuce Fennick, Ziggy Vronek, and Doug Britton are your receivers. Ben Harrison and Levy Lease, the tight ends. On the offensive line, watch for number 73, Landon Stone, 76, Taylor Menner, 72, Rachel Menner, and 77, Bruce White at center. 2nd and 10 for Ace, dropping back, firing, that is complete, breaking a tackle. Vronek gets picked up off his feet. Jack Russell on the tackle. 3rd and 5 coming up.
No short and medium passes. Ace just does this like a golf swing, slow, smooth, and steady. Not a quick release, but just perfect accuracy, taking his time in the pocket.
2 receivers far side right. Fennick chasing Vancouver's Tom Pepper in key category tonight as that pass is caught. Touchdown, we should say. Pittsburgh, it's 6-0 Riverhawks.
You have to capitalize on a turnover like that and put some points on the board. And you talked about the new playbook for Ryan Craven and Pittsburgh, and so far they're firing on all cylinders.
.6:39 to go in the first. First completed pass by either team. As Eddie Gage notes, that kick is good. Lise Fennick on that drive had 2 completions on a 3-play, 15-yard drive. Ziggy Vronek says hello to the folks back home. It's 7-0 Riverhogs. That record that Ace Fennick is chasing, he needs 205 yards to pass the great Tom Pepper of Vancouver for 10th all-time tonight. Wouldn't that be nuts, Charles, if he did it against Vancouver here this evening? On the return, Killian going to break a few tackles and get out to the 26-yard line.
Well, you said one of the Fennicks, I think you said Ace was saying hello to the folks back home, but most of his family's on the field with him, so...
That's true.
I don't know who's watching at home.
Maybe the kids and the grandkids watching at home. Unless they're out here too, Charles. It's hard to keep up with them all.
That's a large group of Fennicks.
6:34 to go. The brain trust here at headquarters is short-circuiting just a bit here tonight. We'll get you your numbers momentarily. As Christian Brown again sends a man in motion. Vancouver's been doing a lot of that so far tonight, as Brown will dump that off short, a pickup of 4 yards.
This offensive line for Vancouver is just loaded across the board. I mean, they're the highest ratings you can have for a player in the league, and they just, they keep Brown upright and clean. I mean, by the end of the 4th quarter, he's going to have a pretty clean jersey, methinks.
Play action for Brown. Brown going to scramble to his left and dump that off to BK12. Ezekiel Bear. That's good enough for a Vancouver first down.
Yeah, that's going to be a challenge for the defensive line of the Riverhawks to get to Brown tonight. I think so far they're just really locked in and executing the blocking scheme perfectly.
The first bingo numbers tonight, Charles.
7 and 10.
10-yard touchdown pass is that is a mess of people in that box as Vasquez makes another tackle on Doyle. 2nd and 9 coming up.
2nd and 9 is. I mean, let's see if they sit back and wait for the ball to come to them, or they dial it up and try and put some pressure on Brown.
Hand off to Devin Lloyd, and Lloyd will pick up 7 on the run out to the left side. At Vancouver, a little bit more measured here tonight, at least at the start, outside of that errant Brown interception.
Yeah, they're doing some runs up the middle, runs on the outside, some short passes. Hadn't seen anything deep yet.
Third down and 2, 4:40 to go in the first. Look out, blindside hit.
Yep.
On the back end of a play action. That was Brian Craven coming around the end.
Craven heard it, said, I'll mess that jersey up. Just give me a chance. Got around, nobody touched him. Had a beeline right to the quarterback.
Brian Craven with sack number 26 on his 13 season career. And Vancouver will have to punt it away again. Great start for the Riverhawks here at home. Doug Britton breaking off a tackle, getting out to the 27-yard line for for Craven rather. That was his second sack of the season.
Yeah, so far this Pittsburgh team is really executing well on both sides of the ball, and Vancouver's going to need to figure a way out to kind of get a little control of this game.
.4:11 to go in the first. Ball on the 27-yard line for Fennick. Hand off to Churchill, and Churchill will scoop up a few. The Vancouver defense includes Achilles Papatonis, the SFL's leader in sacks, Chris Joseph, Josh Farnsey, and Gerald Giudice on the line. Kenneth Gaston Jr., DJ Woods, and Drew Hamilton at linebacker. In the secondary, Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Tyler Highfield, Jack Russell, and Mark Lopez. Hand off to Keith Wheeler out of the fullback spot. He'll pick up another yard. 3rd and 6 coming as Jack Russell makes another stop.
Looking at the lineups tonight on the offensive Pittsburgh versus the Vancouver defense, really curious to see what kind of game Deuce Fennick has. I mean, he's locked up against Michael Lister. I think that's going to be a pretty good battle to watch.
Fennick deep, drop back, trying to set up a screen. It wasn't open, so instead he goes to Doug Britton for the first down. You don't often see something like that, Charles, when you're trying to set up a screen and it's blown up. A great heads-up smarts there from Fennick.
Again, KG veteran. He's seen it all and does not get rattled in that pocket. Just saw the play shutting down and just was creative. Just went to the next progression, what they practice all week, and executed perfectly.
3 of 4 for 19 yards and a touchdown so far for Fennick as Keith Wheeler goes in motion and lines up to the right. That is Fennick going back across the middle. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Deuce Fennick, and DJ Woods makes another stop. Woods and Russell very active so far in this Vancouver defense.
This entire defense for Vancouver, I mean, starts with that defensive line. Solid across the board, no weaknesses at all, and so much speed, quick reaction time by both the linebackers and the defensive backs.
Split back for Pittsburgh, and Ace Fennick will drop the throw. That pass is caught. That is Doug Britton getting a first down into Vancouver territory, and the Riverhogs continue to move.
It looked like it was too complex a route there. Just looked like it was maybe a hot route down the middle, and got some separation from the the defender was 3-4 steps ahead of him, and again this veteran quarterback just knew what to do with it and was expecting an open space on the field.
2:22 to go in a fast-moving quarter. 7-0 Pittsburgh on top of Vancouver. A strong start after an errant throw from Christian Brown essentially set up the Riverhogs in the red zone. That is Bonnet's going in motion, former headhunter. Hand off to BB Belitz, still on his feet. Vancouver crashing into one another, and Belitz gets inside the 30.
We saw lowering of the head. We saw stiff arm. We saw a little bit of agility there. I mean, everything that he had on the Belitz menu, he served.
I like that. The Belitz menu. How good of a cook you think BB Belitz is? How good of a cook is an average cook? Bad? What would you say, Charles?
Average cook? I would say they're probably average.
Well said, Keith Wheeler.
What kind of question is that?
Picking up 4. You know, it's the type of question that someone asks when they're really struggling to get a rhythm in a football game, and they just need some kind of levity. And
all right,
you
asked for it.
They're looking for anything right now. 2nd down and 6 at the Vancouver 24-yard line. Fennick hands it off to Churchill, and Churchill will get Pittsburgh down to the red zone. 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, and the fullback, I may not be saying the name, but Creeder was doing some decent blocking downfield, but the running back decided to kind of go on his own a little bit.
3rd and 1 for Pitt. Be a 37-yard field goal from here. Belitz going the wrong way, and Belitz is actually going to be marked for a 1-yard loss. That was Gaston Jr. on the tackle. I'm not sure what Belitz thought he saw on the outside, but it'll result in a 37-yard attempt.
I think it's early in the game. I think he ran up to the defender, said something about his family, and then turned upfield.
Trying to set the tone. Otis Boudreau, that kick is good. And it's 10-0 Pitt on a 10-play, 52-yard drive.
Got to try harder. I thought I was going to get a cackle out of you.
Dude, not tonight. I don't know what's going on.
I know, you said you with some humor, but man, you're tough tonight.
I really am. We got another bingo number. We got 10 already on the board, but the 37-yard field goal gives us our 3rd. On the return. Oh, lost the ball. It's picked up and scooped up by big number 47 for Vancouver. That is a backup tight end, Lamar Hill. Near disaster for Vancouver.
I think what Killian would say is he lateral. It was a lateral to number 47. He meant to do that.
I buy that. Vancouver had a fumble on a kick return earlier this season from Brett Killian. That was Bear on the return, and then he coughed it up. So the Legion turnover woes in the first couple of weeks have not resulted in losses, but certainly not helping them here. Both teams -1 in turnover differential coming into the game. 26 seconds to go in the first. 10-0 Pitt. It's been all Pitt in the first quarter. What a play! The fumble scooped up for a Pittsburgh touchdown.
Wow! That was a massacre. Right at the snap, the defender was there and just completely destroyed that pitch play. And heads up play by Craven to scoop it up in the air and take it in. Unbelievable. One of the best defensive plays I've seen all year.
Tommy Wellbrock Busey makes the play, and it's all Pittsburgh, shockingly, in the first quarter.
I'm speechless. That was, again, one of the best defensive plays I've seen all season.
An unbelievable play by both of those defenders. For Brian Craven, that is his 2nd career defensive touchdown and probably his first fumble recovery for a touchdown. An unbelievable, could not have scripted it better for Pittsburgh's start. And the crazy thing is, Charles, is that when you look at the yardage so far in this game, 1 first down for Vancouver, averaging 1 yard a play.
Yeah, this is not the Vancouver defense I'm used to.
So you had the fumble on the kick return, and then you had the fumble.
I'm sorry, I meant to say offense.
The fumble on the first play of the drive. Now they'll hand it off. J.W. Doyle with a stiff arm. He's in the open field. Doyle past the 50, 40, inside Pittsburgh territory down to the 37-yard line. Man, did Vancouver need that badly.
They definitely did, and great blocking. I mean, Vancouver's known for their blocking in the middle and on the edge, and we saw it here. Nice lane there for Doyle to go through, and then after that, it's just him showing some strength with the stiff arm and running down the field waiting for the defenders to catch up.
That is the end of the first quarter. Pittsburgh 17, Vancouver nothing. But the Legion are on the move now thanks to a 44-yard run from J.W. Doyle. We'll get that return yardage on Craven's touchdown for you in a moment in bingo, but we just got high drama going on all over this game right now.
I think that Doug Day was bragging about his touchdown last week, and Craven thought it was his turn to maybe cash in this week.
What a start for Pittsburgh. Now Vancouver. Oh, look at that off the edge. Doug Day cleans up Doyle for a loss of 4 yards.
Oh, it's the linebacker show for the Riverhogs. I mean, they are flying all over the field and taking the milk money from Vancouver.
They are screaming off the edge. JW's career longest run, by the way, 28 yards. That last one has been adjusted now to a 49-yard run for Doyle, so he takes his career mark and blows it out of the water as Christian Brown is going to be sacked again. A loss of 4 yards. That is Butch Minner with the takedown.
They're doing this against a legit, I would say, the best offensive line in the league. They're not showing it here in this early in the beginning of this game here, but holy smokes, the defense of the Riverhogs are all over the place. In particular, that linebacking core.
This game has been going 80 miles an hour, Charles, for about 10 minutes straight. This is Christian Brown under center on a 3rd and 18. Play action rollout away from the pressure. Fires. Touchdown. 20-10 touchdown Vancouver. What a play, Ezekiel Bear.
Okay, that's what Vancouver does. I mean, they've been executing on offense for so many seasons that they're not going to lose their pose and composure. Just stay where they need to do, follow the game plan, and they executed on this one. I mean, holy smokes, huge blitz up the middle. Offensive line handled it perfectly. Just dump it off to the wide receiver, and it's one-on-one down the field, and the offense won on that play.
On a 3rd down and 18, Vancouver delivers and gets their first points up on the board.
We've got like 45 bingo numbers we got to read.
I know, we're working hard. We're working hard over here. I promise you we'll have an update here very shortly. But 17-7 now is the score, Pittsburgh, with 8:48 to go in a wild first half. Flip of the field. This is Bonnets on the kick return to the 24-yard line. And we'll try to recompose and reset ourselves as Ace Fennick comes back out on the field for Pittsburgh.
You got to take a deep breath. I mean, Fennick's having a pretty solid outing so far. 67% completion, 4 for 6. He's mastering that field so far.
The handoff to Mike Churchill picks up 3 yards. And we do now have your updated bingo numbers, Charles.
Tonight's bingo numbers are 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, and 44.
My goodness. Ace Fennick, quick drop back. That's incomplete, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 7 for Pittsburgh, looking for Bonnets.
I'm still trying to catch my breath, Cam.
Me too.
Serious. Holy smokes.
You know what it was? I was struggling out of the gate to kind of get rolling and moving, and all you need is a couple of crazy plays like that, and it'll lock you in pretty good.
Oh, definitely. I am locked in.
3rd down and 7 as Vancouver looks for a defensive stop, and Fennick's pass is incomplete. Threw it into heavy traffic. Michael Lister and company in coverage, and that is a huge loss for Pittsburgh. Ziggy Ronick is down.
Well, much like the defense for Pittsburgh, really great execution by the front line of Vancouver on that play. They're just able to blow up the blocking coverage for Pittsburgh. Was able to take the terms on that play, and now they're getting the ball back, and they needed it. I mean, they're starting to feel a little bit more comfortable here in Pittsburgh, and that's not good news for Pittsburgh.
And plenty of time left in this one for Vancouver, who trailed 17-0, and they already are in pretty decent shape here. Ziggy Ronick already has a touchdown tonight. He was second in the league coming into this week with 25 receptions, 8th in receiving yards. If he cannot come back into this game, that would be a monster loss for the Riverhogs.
Oh, definitely. I mean, but they've got talent to step up. That's what good teams do.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line as Brown is under center. He's going to send John Michael Sudduth, who's lined up as a wide receiver outside, in motion. Sudduth does not have a target yet tonight, and that's another sack.
Insane.
Doug Day in the backfield.
That's just a grown man going up against not grown men. Doug Day just went in there and just, I think, dove over, ran through all the blocking. No one had a chance of stopping him. He was hungry and he fed.
Craven, Day, Menor, all with sacks in the first half for Pittsburgh. 2nd down and 15. Christian Brown dropping a throw. That pass is complete. And again, Pittsburgh gets out of the jam. Brett Killian with the catch.
Yeah, you got to, I guess at this point, they realize they can't do those deep drops against this defense because they're getting through that blocking, and you have to set your feet quick, do that quick drop back and get rid of the ball, make a decision. And these wide receivers, it's going to be crucial that they're executing the route running perfectly.
Brown under duress, 3 of 5 for 56 yards, a touchdown, no touchdowns and a pick, as Odette Boudreau lands on Doyle for a loss of 1.
Yeah, but Doug Day started it. He just blew it up in the backfield, and the running back didn't have any options, and it was only a matter of milliseconds before the rest of the crew brought him down.
Brown again, Doug Day with a sack. That line is getting bamboozled by what Pittsburgh is doing up front tonight.
Yeah, there needs to be some tests at halftime.
He's just missing them.
Hand the cups out and let's see what happens, because Doug Day is playing on another level tonight.
Day, 4 tackles, 2 sacks already for Day all time. He had just 17 sacks in 13 seasons. Roll out Brown, fires down the middle of the field. Oh, it's just
no way. I thought he had it.
No way. Ezekiel Barrow caught the 44-yard touchdown earlier, nearly converts another 3rd and long.
Just how much duress was Brown in on that play and was able to get the pass off. That's amazing.
Vancouver's going to challenge. We don't often see a challenge on a catch like this with inches to go for the 1st down line. So this will be very interesting what kind of angles we have on that throw. Let's take another look at it.
Goes across the line here. Gets possession and gets knocked back. I think that's a first.
Right there, yeah.
Be?
I think that's a 1st down. Depends on when they rule when he had possession, but it looks like a 1st down to me. It is overturned, and will it be to their liking? Yes, 1st down Vancouver. Wow, what a review.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough tonight, Cam. You are locked and loaded.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
No, it's okay. It's good. It's okay. We'll get there.
Handoff. Doyle picking up 5. 6 minutes to go in the first half. And Doyle back in the positives after his last 2 runs went for a loss.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive that after this, the barrage that Vancouver's been facing, they're still able to move the ball downfield.
5:35 to go in the first half. 2nd and 5. Handoff to Jalen Wells. Picks up a couple. So 3rd down and 3 as both teams kind of settle back down.
So here's my tip. Look for Doug Day and put a fullback or somebody on him. Don't let him hurt your quarterback.
Play action, great play action from Christian Brown. That pass is caught by Nick Lockett for a 1st down. That was a pretty play call.
That was a pretty play, and they caught the defense on that one. They were expecting the run, and a great route run there by Lockett. I mean, he's the silent assassin out there. We've done so many games, Cam, where we don't say his name very often, but just when you need something big, Lockett steps in there and executes.
4:45 to go in the first half. Another gutsy third down conversion for Vancouver. This time they're going to dump it, or they're going to flip it out to Doyle for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Butch Menard lost a step against the run and just like pushed him in the back and said, "Get down, son."
Second and 10. Brown is taken down, unblocked again, this time off the right side. Dimitri Monzuma.
Wow. And they're mixing it up. I mean, it's great defensive play calling by Pittsburgh. Vancouver clearly wasn't expecting that from what they've seen coming up to tonight.
Third down and 15. 3rd and long has been money for Vancouver at the Pittsburgh 35. Brown again having to scramble for his life. He almost picked it up, but he's going to be 4 yards short. Vancouver will have to kick a field goal.
Yeah, didn't get the first down. I know they wish they did, but heads-up call by the veteran quarterback was able to get some yards there and set up chance to win for a pitching wedge for a field goal.
This is a 40-yard field goal attempt for Vancouver to make it 17-10 and 10 unanswered points here to start the first half. That field goal is up and good. 12-play, 45-yard drive for the Legion to make it 17-10.
And, based on the reactions we've had on the broadcast, you'd think that Pittsburgh was up by, 35 points. But Vancouver, they're, slow and steady, and they're keeping themselves in the game.
Another number off the board. (17-10), Vancouver up 7. You're not going to read the numbers off the people?
I'm waiting for the cue by my partner.
Golly, man, we're just
Remember you
off
said
tonight.
Don't say a word until I give you the cue.
Go ahead. Read the bingo numbers, Charles, right now. Right now.
Tonight's bingo numbers are 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, 44, and 30.
Holy cow, it's like we'd never done this before. 1st and 10 at the 31. The handoff goes to Belitz, Churchill rather. Not much there. A loss of 1. Tackle made by Tyler Highfield.
Vancouver is in this, and their defense, that last series we saw them out there, they've that defensive line starting to get a little revved up as well. So let's see what kind of heat they can put on H. Finnick.
Pittsburgh's got to get something moving here. 10 straight points from Vancouver, and that pass is overshot. They have not looked the same since that Ziggy Roenick injury in the pass game, Charles, and Fennick's now 4 of 8.
And let's hope Ziggy gets back. But again, that's this league. People get injured all the time. It's who's up next, and if can you execute.
Third down and 11. I've seen it all tonight behind the scenes, Charles. It's unbelievable. That pass is incomplete for Fennick, intended for Bonnets, and more great coverage from Michael Lister. Pittsburgh's going to have to punt it away again.
Now I'm trying to figure out what you were laughing at.
We'll talk after.
Okay.
Punt is away, and the fair
Gun
catch.
shy after the bingo dress down.
The 20-yard dress down. That's graphic. Vancouver will start with it on their 80 yards away from the end zone.
They're the bloody numbers.
I don't sound like that when I'm mad, do I?
A little bit.
2:41 to go in the first half. 17-10 Pittsburgh on top of Vancouver, but the Legion have flipped the script in the second quarter, have settled down in this game, making things interesting. The handoff goes to Doyle, and not much there for Doyle. Another tackle for Doug Day.
Yeah, he's all over the field. I mean, I'm running out of things to say about Doug Day so far.
6 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 2 sacks tonight for Mr. Day. 2nd and 9. Handoff again, and again in the backfield was Pittsburgh, but Lloyd makes something out of nothing, picking up 2.
Yeah, picking up 2, but Brian Craven got past that line pretty quickly and was able to slow it down just in time to keep it to only 2.
2-minute warning. We got a good ball game here on the Monday Night Spectacular. Despite Pittsburgh being a 10.5-point home dog, they lead the defending champs by 7.
They came out like on fire, and Vancouver just again, slow and steady, and back in this game now. They're only down by 1 score.
Play action rollout for Brown, and he's got time, and he's got an open receiver. That is the silent assassin, as Charles calls him, Nick Lockett. First down, Pittsburgh.
Brian Craven got destroyed by whoever was blocking him. He was in the ground, and they were putting the stone up and laying flowers on him.
Charles, I don't know if you saw on the replay, all you could see was his feet because
he got laid out.
First down and 10, a minute 33 to go in the first half. Doyle lays out Vasquez. He's going to pick up 2 yards. Man, there's some heavy hitting out there.
Vancouver's starting to take a personal affront to the way they've been going around on the field.
Second down and 8. Handoff again. Oh, golly. That was Doug Day again, laying out
that tackle was brought to you by Tylenol.
Timeout, Vancouver.
Are we going to get dinged by YouTube for me saying that?
What, giving out the Tylenol?
A free, yeah.
Is that what the kids are scarfing these days? Third down. Christian Brown's pass incomplete. It's 4th down.
He got hit so hard he had to take pain relief.
I don't think we're gonna get dinged by that.
We're tough. I'm sorry about the bingo numbers, for crying out loud.
We don't have any more bingo numbers, Charles.
No, but you're still stuck on the last one.
I'm definitely not stuck on the last one. You're just desperate. Pittsburgh's desperate for some offense here in this second quarter. With 1 minute to go in the second quarter, Pittsburgh has 2 yards of offense.
That was good coverage by the special teams, and setting the ball back pretty deep, and Ace Fennick's got a long way to go here with a minute left.
Vancouver was averaging 1 yard a play there towards the later part of the first quarter, and now they're up to 4.8. That one almost intercepted. That pass is caught by guess who? Ziggy Hronek, who's back in the game for Pittsburgh. A huge boost.
Yeah, I said it earlier. It's some of those short passes by Ace. It looks like he's just, floating them. Just like I hold my breath, waiting for it to pick off. But man, he hits the receiver.
Second down and 4. Hand off to Churchill. Churchill's going to pick up a first down, but Pittsburgh seems to be in no rush, Charles. They're going to take this to the half with a touchdown lead.
Yeah, why not? I mean, they've got to – I think they're going to need to be prepared for Vancouver to come out ready to face what they've seen so far. So I think they're going to need to do some tweaking here as well.
Fennick 5 of 11 for 41 yards tonight. Ziggy's got 3 of them despite being hurt for most of the half. And the handoff goes to Blitz. That'll bring up a second down and 8.
They're still able to get 2 yards, but Vancouver had 15 people on the line. I counted.
Final play of the half. That pass is caught. Doug Britton with the first down. That's going to bring us to the end of the half. All right, it's halftime. 17 Pittsburgh, 10 Vancouver. We've had a great, entertaining first half. A wild one. It's been hard to stay sane in this first half of work, Charles. I can't imagine what it's like for the two teams and viewers sitting at home in support of these clubs.
Yeah, Pittsburgh just came running out of the locker room, swinging their fists and kicking in the air, and just went up to a pretty big lead. But Vancouver, they champion team, just stayed calm and cool, and were able to take some hits and kept the bleeding to a minimum. They're only down by 7 here, and I think they're going to make some adjustments at halftime and I don't know what to expect here in the second half. I think it's going to be a crazy half, maybe even more crazy than the first one. I perished the thought, but because I'm still trying to catch my breath. But man, both of these teams have shown how well built they are, and the coaches have just gone that extra mile to be prepared for this game.
Doug Day has 8 tackles in the first half. He's got a forced fumble and a couple of sacks. If you're wondering what Doug Day's career high record is for tackles in a game, it's 21. So we're not even close. He got that against Chicago in August of 24. Doug Day just has these moments. He's had them his whole career, Charles, where he just has unbelievable games.
I guarantee in the locker room, he's asking if he can change his player into a running back. I mean, he's always thinking about options for his player. It's amazing.
He's always thinking 3 steps ahead of everybody else as Britton has to take a knee for Pittsburgh. All right, Charles, let's summarize the half. It was a very interesting half. Pittsburgh goes up 17-0. They get an interception, then they get a fumble return for a touchdown. Then Vancouver on a 3rd down and 18 scored a 44-yard touchdown, and that helped keep things pretty even. Handoff to Churchill, and Andy is pleading with his former Vancouver Legion teammate Doug Day to stop it, cut it out.
And I'm sure Doug is listening.
99 viewers right now, 1 off 100. We hope Charles didn't just break his chair just then, as the handoff goes to Mike Churchill, picks up 3. Are you all right, Charles?
It's nothing that a low-carb diet won't fix.
A low-carb. I was
now
worried
you're doing
for your
fat
safety.
jokes on me, Cam. I appreciate that. First the bingo, touchdown, and now this.
I thought they turned the heat up back in that place again. Oh, that pass is intercepted. Deep shot picked off by Mark Lopez, who's going to return that to the Pittsburgh 41-yard line. Ace Fennick's first pick of the night.
And not a wise choice by Ace. Looked like it was double covered down the field, and it was either Lopez or the cornerback that had a shot at that one. I think that was Highfield. No, Emmanuel, I think maybe was covering there.
Looking for Ziggy Hronik down the field, and man, how much longer can Pittsburgh sustain this 17 points on the board? In that second quarter, they finished with 22 yards of offense to Vancouver's 104. A beautiful interception from Lopez will set up a first down for Vancouver into Pittsburgh territory. Both teams, as they have done all season long, starting with great field position tonight, as Doyle, who's been the first down machine, picks up 6 more yards.
And Doug Day almost did it again. He blasted through that line, but Doyle wasn't having anything to do with that and just powered through and got a decent gain. Picking him for.
Doyle's now up to 51 yards on 10 carries, as the toss to Lloyd picks up the first for Vancouver.
Yeah, that's one of the money plays for Vancouver, is that toss play out of I think that's strong-eyed Jacks.
$8:15 to go in the third quarter. The handoff goes to Doyle. What a vicious hit.
Man.
We've got a new viewer in the chat. That is Caleb Smith, 3161. This is awesome. Welcome, Caleb. Happy to have you here with us on the Monday Night Spectacular Season 26. Where you been, man? We're happy you're here. simfl.net for all the league information and details. On a 2nd down and 3, Christian Brown is going to take it off and sneak it. Every player you are seeing on the field tonight represented by a real person. It's a lot of fun, Charles. 3rd and short.
It is. And even the abuse I get, Caleb, just look past it, and hopefully you'll get a player in the league and see you on the field.
For just 33 cents a day, you can help a Charles Doherty in need. The handoff on 3rd and short gives it off to Jalen Wells. That's a first down for Vancouver, and they are moving.
They are. I mean, that's, again, championship team. They don't get rattled. They got a couple punches in the face, drew some blood, and they're still in this and executing.
7 minutes to go in the third quarter. The handoff back to Doyle, and he's not going to get much. Doyle now up to 58 yards on 11 carries. Still a solid day, but Pittsburgh, since that long run, has been keeping him contained pretty good.
That's a good play. Thank you.
Brown, watch out. Just gets rid of it on a quick slant. That was a good adjustment there, but even better defense from the corner, Ness Genkel.
Yeah, and it started with some pressure on the outside, but Genkel was just totally blanketing the wide receiver. No chance for a reception there.
$10 super chat from Ellie. This is a spicy game. Loving it. Also, smash that like button. It helps the channel and makes bingo more exciting. Certainly does. 3rd down and 10. 6:36 to go in the third quarter. On a rollout, can Brown deliver again into the end zone? Incomplete. Looking for Killian, who took an absolute shot. He only has one catch tonight.
It hit him. It hit him. He might have been looking to do a lateral like he did on that kick return. Maybe he was going to try and throw it.
Charles, he got annihilated.
I know.
On the back end of that play. Nice. Wow. As Cameron Duty would say, obliterated. A 31-yard field goal for a chance to win, to give Vancouver 3 more points on the board. He almost missed it. That kick is good. 31-13 off the board, and Vancouver inches ever closer.
And that's what they're doing. I mean, I don't think they're delighted that they didn't get a touchdown, but man, they cut the lead to 4. They're just chipping away at this, and Pittsburgh needs to do something to take control.
All right, Charles, we've got new bingo numbers. You're up.
Thank you for the pass. I appreciate it.
You are welcome,
tonight's
sir.
Numbers are 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, 44, 40, 31, and 13.
6:27 to go in the third quarter. An exciting night of SFL football. 17-13, Pittsburgh protecting their lead that they built in the first quarter. There goes Churchill for the first down to the 34, and we get to see what Pittsburgh's adjustments were offensively to start the third quarter.
Yeah, a couple more runs like that is going to prove some dividends there for the passing game. They're going to be adjusting their defensive schemes to try and shut down that run, and it's going to open up some ops for Ace.
6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the handoff goes to Blitz, picking up 4.
Just running. 2 back-to-back solid runs, and nice blocking by that offensive line as well.
The leader in the clubhouse for Pittsburgh's ground game, Churchill with 37. Blitz has 16. Wheeler 7 yards, and Fenix got the 5 off that pretty run in the opening carry of the game. This is Ben Harrison in motion. He's got 4 touchdowns this season. He has not even been targeted tonight, as Wheeler will pick up a couple to set up a 3rd and 3.
I think that was Wheeler's first rush of the season.
I think you're right.
Like a unicorn sighting.
And what's surprising is we've seen a little bit more of Wheeler, but less of Ben Harrison, who went in motion. Deuce Fennick only has 1 target, no catches tonight. And on 3rd down, Churchill will not get the first down. Jack Russell with the TFL, and Pittsburgh's got a punt again.
Wow. Hey, without meaning to offend, are there any secret numbers for tonight?
Not so far. We haven't needed them.
Okay, just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm sure. Your card broken again?
No, it's Dad. I don't have a card.
Oh.
Ex just keep DMing me.
Oh, you're getting weird DMs too? Yeah,
Where's
I've been getting those tonight
secret
too.
Number?
40.
I'm gonna do a broadcast here, Dags.
46 total yards for Pittsburgh since the end of the first quarter. Vancouver's got 131. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line for the Legion. They have been trailing this entire game, but Pittsburgh has not scored since the first quarter. The handoff going to Doyle, who cuts it back, and then Bubba Bruiser able to make a great stop for only a gain of 3.
Defense now, we've seen how crazy they were in the first half. We need to see a little bit more of that from Pittsburgh. They've been kind of quiet on defense so far.
Handoff, Lloyd cutting it back left patiently, getting the first down for the Legion.
I just again, I'm just waiting for the big shot down the field. We haven't seen any of that out of this playbook so far, but looks like they're trying to build up for something big.
That's Vancouver's 10th first down. Pittsburgh only has 5, and they're 2 of 8 on third down tonight. 1st and 10, under 4 to go in the third quarter. This is Doyle pushing ahead for a pickup of 3.
I mean, so again, I'm just waiting for the defense for Pittsburgh to show a little bit more of what we saw in that first half. I mean, right now they're just getting taken advantage of by that offensive line for Vancouver.
2nd down and 7, 3:28 to go in the third quarter. 3-4 look out of Pittsburgh's defense. That pass is caught over the middle, and that's big number 85, John Michael Sudduth, on his first target tonight, moving the chains for the Legion.
Just ran straight down the field, and a very accurate pass by the quarterback Brown. We're looking at a first down, and again, looking for something out of that defense for Pittsburgh, and haven't seen it yet.
8 of 13 for $130, a touchdown and a pick for CB4, who takes another sack on his blind side. This is Butch Menner with the takedown, his 2nd of the night.
Okay, all right, they answered. I'll color myself corrected.
Christian Brown has been on his back more times tonight than I can remember in a long time, Charles. He's taken a beating back there.
Yeah, I know. I went ahead and said it early that he was going to be clean at the end of the game, but he made me look wrong.
But the pass is caught again on a 2nd or 3rd and long. Ezekiel Bear with the first down. He's been a drive saver tonight.
So, I mean, you can hit Christian Brown all night, but he's going to, if you give him enough time, he's going to find the open wide receiver and make you pay big time, and that's case in point on that play.
Mark Lopez in our stats truck saying somehow Christian Brown hasn't been injured yet. I would agree with that. 1st down and 10. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. And the handoff is to Doyle, and we had to dig it up deep in the archives, Charles. I've got it for you. The 6 sacks that Christian Brown has taken tonight is the most in his career in a game. 6 sacks tonight. Last week tied his career high with 5 against Chicago. Brown dropping to throw. That pass is caught by Lockett. First down to the Pittsburgh 28.
He is just delivering some money passes in the second half. Under duress as well, which makes it even more impressive.
Tackle on the backfield, or on the back end, made by Genkel in her 3rd season.
Just chipping away, Cam. Chipping away.
1:20 to go in the third quarter. Handoff. Doyle again on first down. It's been the Doyle show on first downs as Vancouver has entered into scoring position, yet somehow they still might not lead if Pittsburgh can hold them to 3.
It's amazing. I mean, they've what they've had to deal with so far in this game, that they're still in this and just 4 points away from tying it up. It's just amazing.
Brown's pass caught, first down to the 13-yard line. Nick Lockett with the catch. Lockett's got 5. Bears got 4 tonight for Vancouver.
The defense for Pittsburgh has got to be, winded at this point. The backfield for Vancouver, 2 of their fullbacks, 260 pounds, and Devin Lloyd's 225. And hammered by that amount of muscle is going to take the air from you.
Nickel look for Pittsburgh. 25 seconds to go in the third. Pittsburgh's bringing pressure again, and Brown will deliver it short. Caught by Lockett and a pickup of 8 yards.
That's a good rapport between wide receiver and quarterback. If you throw it low, the silent assassin's going to go in there and bring it. Catch it by his ankles and get a good gain.
End of the third quarter, and Pittsburgh still stuck on 17. Will Vancouver take the lead to start the fourth, or will the Riverhogs defense come up clutch again? You are watching the Monday Night Spectacular right here on the Virtual Football Network alongside Rochelle Colston and Eddie Gage in the stats truck. Charles Doherty in the booth. I am Cameron Irvine. This is week 4 of season 26, the conclusion, the dramatic conclusion of week 4. Handoff Brown. And Brown, not a handoff, rather a sneak, will set up a 3rd and inches.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
What were we saying, Charles?
I said, look. It doesn't matter. Look for the sneak here. We'll say it like I said last time.
3rd and inches. He did it again. And Christian Brown's into the end zone for a touchdown. Vancouver takes their first lead of the night.
I mean, that's what when you're going up against Brown, he's got that extra tool in the kit where, he's not like a Blazer, like a Michael Vick type, but man, he has just enough physicality and a head on his shoulders to make it pretty dangerous with those quarterback sneaks.
Christian Brown's 13th rushing touchdown of his career. Vancouver has scored 19 unanswered, about to be 20 unanswered, as that kick is good. The Legion on a 13-play, 78-yard, 5-minute and 8-second drive have the lead, and Pittsburgh has no momentum right now.
I don't know. I mean, they just threw it. It looks like they threw it all on the field in that first half, and now they're trying to get some oxygen and keep up with Vancouver.
On the return, this is Bonnets with a stiff arm trying to get to the outside, and will get all the way to the 49-yard line near midfield.
You want to get some momentum for your offense. You start off with a great special teams play return, like we saw on this one. Good blocking. The lanes are, not necessarily wide open, but it was a good run there by Bonnets to some extra yards on the field and set up that offense for some success.
We got updated bingo numbers, Charles. Give them to the people, please.
Updated bingo numbers are 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, 44, 40, 31, 13, 2, and 20.
Great field position again for Pittsburgh here. 20-17. 9:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Fennick dropping a throw. He'll check it down to Ziggy. He'll break a tackle and pick up 6. Beautiful play call there.
Yeah, definitely. That short drop on first down. Not a lot of time for the defensive line for Vancouver to touch the quarterback, and Ace read the field perfectly, and we're looking at a 2nd and 4.
9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Look at the heavy box for Vancouver. Churchill's not going to get anywhere. 3rd and 3 coming up.
Why did he spin? A lot of spinning, Cam. Sometimes we need to do some penalties for overspinning.
Should we take it out of the bank?
We should.
Ouch. That's harsh.
Maybe that's a bingo bonus number if they overspin.
3rd down. Fennick, first down on the run. Picking up a move of the chains for Pittsburgh. Keeps the drive alive. They've struggled on 3rd down tonight. That was just conversion number 3. And in fact, in the first 2 games for Vancouver, they've only allowed 6 third downs. Fennick dropping a throw. Pump fake. Has to get rid of it. Does. Intercepted. Intercepted by Vancouver in double coverage. Fennick tried to force it, and it's taken away by Emmanuel Blackman.
I think there were 3 defenders around the wide receiver on that one. I counted 3 jerseys. I don't know. White jerseys. I could be wrong.
Yep. You got it.
Yeah, that was a throwing it into shoal waters.
Fennick is now 7 of 15 for just 53 passing yards tonight. Only 2 players have caught a pass. Ben Harrison doesn't even have a target. 1 touchdown and 2 picks. And there is not a single Pittsburgh rusher of over 40 yards, yet they trail by just 3 with 8 minutes to go. Can their defense come up with a monster stop like they've been doing much of the night? Brown avoids a sack. It is caught.
You gotta be kidding me.
Coverage. Nick Lockett. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Vancouver. What a play.
What a play. And it started off with Christian Brown just showing the veteran, presence in that pocket. It was breaking down. He was getting hit, shed it off, and threw a extremely accurate pass. It looked like Genkel had a shot at that, but the assassin just turned the body around and just looked like he's been practicing that for the last 3 years.
And for the first time in VFN bingo history here on an SFL broadcast, the over 50 is off the board as Nick Lockett goes for 72. Chance to win's extra point is good, and that is 27 unanswered points by the Vancouver Legion.
Unbelievable. And just what a way for a team to bounce back. Again, they were bloodied and beaten and barely standing on their feet, and they were able to just stay within the game plan, stay patient. They didn't panic, didn't make rash adjustments, and now they're looking at a 10-point lead here on the road against a very, very stout Pittsburgh team.
Wow. Plenty of bingo numbers off the board. What do we got, Charles?
We got 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, 40, 40, 31, 13, 2, 20, 27, and over 50.
2nd and 7. Churchill on the carry. Pittsburgh's not going to stress about it until under 5 to go in the 4th quarter, but they got to find a way to get some points on this drive.
And we got to have a winner. There's 95 numbers up there in bingo.
Fenech down the middle, and there he is for the first time tonight, Charles. Ben Harrison with the reception.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's got to walk away with some kind of points here because time is not their friend. Vancouver's built to either go, air Lopez or ground Lopez, depending on, what they need to do.
Handoff. Churchill going to get 2 more. Long 2.
I like to, keeping the running game involved, but they need to start thinking about maybe not, pressing it downfield, but some short routes and medium routes in there in the passing game.
Handoff to Belitz, and Belitz will get a couple more, so 3rd down and 6. Pittsburgh 3 of 9 on 3rd downs tonight, but they did convert the lone they had in the 4th quarter.
I don't think it's a stretch to say, Cam, that this is probably the biggest 3rd down for Pittsburgh tonight so far.
Incredible box score right now. Vancouver averaged 3.6 yards a play in the 1st quarter, and in the second half, really since the 2nd quarter, have been phenomenal. As Fenech on 3rd down overshoots Doug Britton. Pittsburgh is just in a funk.
Yeah, they just don't have the same timing that we saw in the first half. I mean, Ace was, doing those, nice soft nice soft touch when those medium routes and the short routes, and just isn't finding it here in the 4th quarter where he needs it the most and being down by 10.
From the 16-yard line, they got a block, and up to the 28 goes Ezekiel Bear. 6:06 to go in the 4th quarter, and Pittsburgh's now entered desperation time. I think they're going to need their defense to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, Charles, because the offense has really struggled.
They need to wreak havoc and cause some turnovers, and maybe even some points off a defensive turnover, something. But they've just, it looks like they're just out of gas, Cam. They got to do something to get back in it.
69 yards in the 1st quarter for Pittsburgh, 72 since the 1st quarter in total. 6:06 to go in the 4th. Brown dropping a throw. Pressure off that backside. Intercepted. Intercepted by Pittsburgh on the return. Vasquez down to the Vancouver 11-yard line. There's the spark for the Riverhogs.
I mean, that's just an uncanny. You and I are talking about defense needs to do something, and what do? Interception. Next play. Incredible. Huge. And great positioning for Ace and the offense. And now it's just up for them to at least walk away with 3 points.
Oh, my goodness. 5:58 to go in the 4th quarter. And Pittsburgh has new life as the over's about to hit. 44 on the board, 27-17. Pittsburgh, boy, Vancouver's nearly covering now, but the Riverhogs have something to say about that. 5:58 to go in the 4th. Handoff. Churchill picks up 4 yards, and this is a critical time, Charles. Analytically, they really need a touchdown here because they don't want to be under 5 minutes, potentially onside kicking early, etc.
And I've had critical times in my life analytically, so I know what you're talking about. But they've got to make sure that they score kind of quickly here because there's time. Vancouver can burn some time off the clock.
Fenech over the middle looking for Ben Harrison. That pass incomplete, like the idea, but tight coverage once again from Vancouver's defense. Fenix 8 of 18.
Best thing on that play is it stopped the clock.
3rd and 6. Couldn't agree with you more there, Charles. They desperately need time. 27 unanswered for Vancouver as Pittsburgh tries to get any kind of momentum back in this one. Fennick dropping a throw. 4-man rush. Fennick off his back foot. Incomplete as the Legion put him under duress. Mark Lopez in coverage, but at least Pittsburgh will get a field goal out of this on the plus side of the 5-minute mark.
I mean, Ace is trying to do something to, will, himself and the team to get some points. But, man, you can't throw into double and triple coverage like that, or you're just going to walk away with an L.
So this is going to be a 24-yard field goal that would make it 27-20 with 5:25 to go. Pittsburgh's going to need some help from their defense again, as Otis Boudreau's kick is up and good from 24 yards out. A 4-play, 4-yard drive for Pittsburgh. Don't see that often.
So I think on offense what we're going to see, Cam, is Omaha Steaks beef truck back up, and Doyle and Wells, all 260 pounds of each of them, are going to just run it up the gut and take the wind out of the defense.
Another bingo number off the board. What do we got, Charles?
Tonight's bingo numbers are 7, 10, 37, 17, 23, 44, 44, 31, 13, 2, 20, 27, over 50, and 24.
And 40.
And 40.
Sorry, Charles. I couldn't see.
It's okay.
It wasn't your fault.
I'm just glad I stole the job.
You do. 5:21, barely. 5:21 to go in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 for Vancouver. 27-20. Legion. Brown dropping to throw. Firing over the middle. That pass is caught. That is BK12 for just the 2nd time tonight as Vancouver keeps the foot on the gas.
Yeah, they are. I mean, that's Vancouver. You think, 8 out of 10 teams will try and run it here and take some time off the clock, but Vancouver, they just, like you said, they just keep their foot on the pedal.
This game has been nuts all night long. I expect nothing less of that in our next Monday Night Spectacular, the Monsters of the Midwest rivalry, as that pass is caught for a 1st down, BK12. Charles, we have Detroit undefeated next week at Minnesota, 3-1 to start the season.
It's going to be great. And Vasquez on that last play was just blanketing the wide receiver, yet we still walked away with a reception. I mean, great accuracy by Brown on that pass.
Brown 15 of 21, 267, 4.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Back-to-back catches for Killian. He only had 1 previous to this drive. Again, pressure from Pittsburgh. Pass caught. Vancouver has adjusted. BK12, his 3rd straight catch for a 1st down.
I think it's a combination of adjustments on Vancouver, and Pittsburgh just doesn't have the same speed level like they did in the 1st half. Like they're half a step behind.
Well, and credit to the Vancouver Legion, Charles, because they really have adjusted. We were on that 6-sack number about half an hour ago, and they've kept Brown clean since.
I'm just reading the chat. Is it Telecarning is saying he listens to me in Spanish. I'd love to hear that.
Hand off to Lloyd. Is that the SAP button? Do we have one of those? That's a pickup of 4, 2nd and 6.
I have to reach out to him afterwards. If you can record it for me, that'd be hilarious.
3:35.
I took 4 years of Spanish in college, and I still can't. I don't know the language at all. I tried, and I respect it, but I'm horrible.
I'm with you, Charles. Respect it, but just couldn't figure it out. 3:25 to go in the 4th. 2nd and 6. This is the moment for Pittsburgh as Vancouver is just outside of field goal range right now. The handoff to Lloyd, breaking it. Check that. Wells getting 1 on the play. Monzuma on the tackle. A huge 3rd and 5 coming up for Vancouver. They are 5 of 10 on 3rd down.
Yeah, I would. It's hard to figure out what Lopez is going to dial up on this one. I'm expecting a pass, but you never know.
2:45 left. Pittsburgh with all 3 timeouts, trying to get the football back on 3rd and 5. What will Vancouver have to dial up? Sudduth goes in motion from left to right. toss to the near side and could not get there. What a play by Jermaine Menefield, and Vancouver will have to punt.
I was just going to say that was a brilliant call, and the execution by the running back. But man, Menefield shut that down. Heads up play.
As we approach the 2-minute warning, we want to let you know that we start week 5 with a battle of undefeated teams. Birmingham at Houston kicks us off Friday, February 20th here on the Virtual Football Network. On Friday, you also have Miami at Carolina, and Oa's got to go. Chicago at Florida, and then Anchorage at Washington. Two and two teams in the West that are desperate to get a win and get back above 500. That starts Friday, February 20th, right here on VFN. A high soaring punt from Vancouver down to the 14, and now Pittsburgh is going to try to do something that they have not done basically all night long. Score a touchdown on a long drive. Their 2 touchdowns tonight came on a defensive score and an 11-yard drive.
They have a lot of highway to ride on to get some points. Let's just say that on their 14-yard line.
So far tonight, Bonnets and Fennick have no catches. Neither does Lease. 4 for Ziggy. Leads the way. That pass to Britton. His 4th catch. That is complete. And Pittsburgh will call their first timeout.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the play. They got to start thinking about going a little bit deeper and working that sideline.
2nd and 2. Fennick is 9 of 21. Drops back quickly. That pass is caught. Was that even intended for Deuce Fennick? Timeout Pittsburgh.
I don't think so. I think he just ripped it out of the sky.
Fennick says, I'm sick and tired of not having a catch on the board. I'm going to take this one to the 32.
What do you think about them calling back-to-back timeouts instead of going hurry up and then maybe every other play?
Yeah, and I think they're going to call a timeout again on this one, and they're going to be out, so there'll be no huddle the rest of the way. As that one over the middle again is caught by Deuce Fennick. That's his 2nd. That's the last timeout for Pittsburgh, so there'll be no huddle the rest of the way. I hope they've been in situation mode.
I think you're doing a courtesy to the defense there because they get to sit and take a breath and make their adjustments and put the right personnel on the field.
Good formation to come out in. It's a 3-by-1 for Pittsburgh, but that's going to make it a 2-by-2 for Fennick as he stacks over there on the right side. One man in the backfield. The Vancouver's bringing 5. That pass is caught over the middle by Ziggy down to the Vancouver 48. Plenty of time here for Pittsburgh. Fennick again. Ooh, over the middle. The route was jumped as Blackman knew it was coming. 3rd and 4. What a play.
So far on this drive, haven't seen any routes over 5-6 yards. So let's see what they got here on this play.
3-by-1. Fennick. They throw where the blitz is coming from, right, Charles? Ziggy with the catch.
That's right. I mean, smart play there by Ace.
For the Van 40, again, throw where the blitz is coming from. That is Doug Britton to the 34-yard line as Pittsburgh races back to the line. They're just cutting them with 1,000 cuts. Ace, middle, caught. Ziggy, down to the 24. Does Vancouver have an answer, Charles?
No, they don't. Just giving up a lot of space there in the middle of the field.
Oh, wow. The spike actually, I think, saved Vancouver there, Charles.
Yep. Again, like I said, gives them a time to make some adjustments because they had them clear. They had the defense on their heels, and now they got a fresh look here by the Vancouver defense.
Wow, 53 seconds left now. We'll see what both teams do after the clock stoppage at the Vancouver 24. Gets sacked, a loss of 6. 3rd and 16. That's Gerald Giudice. His first mention of the night, leads the league in sacks now with 7.5. And on 3rd and 16, Ace spikes it. Now it's 4th and long. And I fear for Pittsburgh's play calling on a 4th and long after a sack.
Do you think he needed to spike it on that play? I agree.
4th and long. This is the ball game for Pittsburgh. Fennick quickly, and he was totally off base with Ziggy Roenick. That's a turnover on downs, and that is the ball game.
Yeah, that's a horrible way to end a game where Pittsburgh just came out. You could tell that the coach for Pittsburgh put a lot of time in that playbook, and probably in the Sims saw a lot of positive results. But man, that second half was just not a good thing for Pittsburgh. They looked like they were tired. They overextended themselves there in the first half, and the offense just didn't look like they were firing, making those crisp passes like they were in the first half. So it's just unfortunate because I think Pittsburgh started off right out of the gates on fire, and the champions came in and just stayed cool and steady in the face of inversion, and were able to get a win out of this.
And the defending champs survive again. 2 weeks ago, they beat Chicago at the buzzer 23-22. And for Pittsburgh, they lost to Mexico City by a point and lost to Vancouver by 7. The two teams that made the championship game last season, and Pittsburgh took them all the way to the wire and gave them everything they had, but ultimately fall short and fall to 1-3, 27-20. Vancouver gets the win tonight here on the Monday Night Spectacular. Your final thoughts, Charles, and the player of the game.
Final thoughts is I think Christian Brown made a huge adjustment from we talked about the team, as a whole making an adjustment, but I think it started with Brown. He came out and was a totally different quarterback in the second half. I got to give him some accolades, but I think I'm going to give the ball to the silent assassin, Nick Lockett. I mean, he kept him in the game, had those sneaky catches, had that 172-yarder that kind of changed the face of the game. But you also have to give credit to the play of the defense for Pittsburgh, primarily on the linebacking core between Dougie Fresh and Coach Craven. And it's for their effort. It's sad that they're walking away with a loss, but I think they'll be back in it next week. But great game by Vancouver, great win, great coaching on both sides. It was just a joy to call this game.
Detroit at Minnesota next week should be a phenomenal Monday Night Spectacular. Two of the best teams in the early season so far. Saturday, we got Mexico City, Fort Worth, Lexington, OKC, Pittsburgh 1-3. They got to go to D.C. next week in a monster game in the Eastern Division. And then Albuquerque goes to Vancouver to take on the red-hot but tested Vancouver Legion. Thanks to Rochelle Colston and Eddie Gage in our stats truck tonight. For Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Virtual Football Network. Pittsburgh up 17-0. Could not beat the defending champs tonight. Vancouver completes the comeback, wins 27-20. For all of those playing bingo out there, if we don't have a winner tonight, well, then it rolls. If not, we'll find out if you're a winner in post-game. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you for SFL Blitz tomorrow. Good night.